Hi friends, thank you for joining me for reading today. Today during our reading lesson, we are going to be talking about what it means to make predictions. Now that's a really big word, but I think some of you have heard it before. So who can raise their hand and tell me what they think it means to make a prediction? Yeah, exactly, making a guess about what's going to happen. That's exactly what I had. I have this little sheet that we are going to look at today that will be hung up in the classroom for all of us to see after today. It's a sheet that explains what it means to make a prediction. And I have that a prediction is a good guess about what will happen based on clues in the text. So exactly what you said. Thank you. Now, what do we think these clues could be? When it says clues from the text that help us make a good guess, what do we think those could be? Yeah, the pictures, definitely. We can look at the pictures to see if we can make guesses about what's going to happen. Any other ideas? The title, definitely. Yeah, we're going to read the title and see if we can make good guesses about what that means for what's going to happen in the book. Any other ideas? Right, events, things that happen while we're reading. We might come across something in the book that makes us make a prediction for how the book is going to end. Those are awesome ideas. So on our sheet today, we have before reading, during reading, and after reading. Making predictions breaks it apart into 3 steps, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is before we read, we're going to look at the title and the illustrations. This is when we're going to look at those clues that we talked about, okay? We're going to look at the title and the illustrations and see if we can make those good guesses about what we think is going to happen in the book based on those. Then, during reading, we're going to stop sometimes and we're going to make predictions based on events that have happened for how we think the book is going to end. It's okay to stop and make new predictions while we're reading because that helps us make sure that we're being active readers, right? And after reading, this is when we get to confirm or adjust our predictions. We get to see if we were right. If we were right, thumbs up, pat yourself on the back, awesome guess. But if we weren't right, that's okay too. It was just a guess before reading. This means that we get to go back and change our predictions to make them accurate and correct for what actually happened in the book, okay? So, making predictions is a good guess about what will happen based on clues in the text. Before we read, we're going to look at the title and illustrations. While we read, we're going to stop sometimes and we're going to make more predictions based on things that have happened while we were reading. And after reading, we're going to either see if we were correct or make some changes to our predictions if they need changes. Okay. We will have this available for us to look at while we read this book. Our book today looks like this. Has anyone seen this book before? A few friends? Okay. So, who knows who these characters are on the front? What about this one? Right, that's Minnie. And how about this one? Daisy. Awesome. Yeah, we know these friends. We've seen them before, maybe in movies. Well, today it looks like they're doing something different. Who has a prediction or a good guess about what sport they might be playing in our book? Let me see friends raise a hand. Yeah, baseball. How did you make that prediction? What indicated to you that they might be playing baseball? Right, you see the baseball over here. There's a bat and some gloves, and they're even outside. Does anyone have any other guesses? What's a sport that's like baseball? Maybe they could be playing something like that. Softball. Absolutely, they could be playing softball too, right? It's the same equipment as baseball. Those are awesome guesses. Great predictions. So let's look at something that we are going to be seeing when we read the book. There's a term I want to talk about that is going to come up later in our story that I want us to brainstorm what we think it might mean. The author writes about being a good sport. Now, I'm sure we've heard that before, but I want us to turn and talk to a friend about what we think that actually means. Find a partner, turn and talk, and think about what it means to be a good sport. Okay, who has some ideas? Yeah, being a good sport, you might congratulate someone after you play them in a game. What else? Right, we're not making fun of our friends. Everyone's trying their hardest, they're putting in their best effort, And being a good sport means we are kind, we use kind words, kind hands. We're not making fun of anyone that we're playing with, right? Absolutely. We might even shake their hand. I love that idea. Maybe we'll see that in our book today. But exactly, being a good sport means that you are kind to your competitors. You are using kind words. You may shake their hand. You may congratulate them. Exactly. All of those ideas are great. So let's make some predictions now based on these clues that we saw and our title. I want to win. I want to win. I see two characters that might be playing baseball or softball. What predictions can we make about what we think is going to happen in our book? Let's take a minute and jot down in our notebooks what we think some predictions might be based on our clues. Would anyone like to share a prediction? Right. Maybe these two are on opposite teams and they're playing against each other. That's a great prediction. We'll have to see if it's right. Anything else? Oh, you think one of the characters is going to be a bad sport? That would be interesting to see. That's a great prediction. You think they're both going to win? Ooh, we'll have to see. One prediction I have that we all made is that they are going to be playing baseball or softball, right? We made that prediction based on our clues from the picture, and I want to win. Awesome. Okay, we are going to begin reading our book now that we have done our before reading of looking at the title and illustrations to make some guesses about what we think is going to happen in the book. Okay. We're moving on to our during reading. Reminder, there's some times where we're going to have to stop and make more predictions. All right, let's get started. Our book is called I Want to Win, and our author is actually not on the cover this time. This is a little tricky. We actually have to turn to this page right here by Ruth Lerner Pearl. Okay. One day, Minnie, Daisy, Lily, and Clarabelle were having lunch in the school cafeteria when they overheard the softball coach talking. "Did you hear that?" Minnie cried. "There's room for one more player on the school softball team, and the tryouts are next week. I always wanted to be on the softball team." "The tryout is made up of 4 parts: throwing a ball, catching, batting, and running," Lily said. "Whoever does the best gets to be on the team." All right, let's pause for a second. Whisper to a friend if our prediction was correct about what sport the characters might be playing. Give me a thumbs up if we were correct. Definitely, right? We said baseball or softball, and we see the characters talking about softball tryouts. Absolutely. Give yourself a pat on the back for that great prediction. Let's keep reading. "It won't be easy," Clarabelle said. "I bet I can make the team," Minnie said. "I'm a pretty good softball player. The only one who could beat me is you, Daisy." Minnie turned to Daisy and said, "You wouldn't try out if I did, would you?" How do we think Daisy's going to respond to Minnie? Will she want to try out against her friend? Turn and talk to a friend. What do you think? All right, let's keep reading and find out. "Well, I'd like to be on the team too, Minnie, so I guess I will try out," Daisy said. Uh-oh. Here's Minnie. She's got a thought bubble, so she's saying this inside her head. She says, "I wish Daisy wouldn't compete with me. I wish there were room for more players so we could both be on the team." How does Minnie look like she's feeling right now? You think worried? Yeah, she looks a little worried. She's looking down. Her mouth is open. Can you all show me your worried face? Awesome. Yeah, you all look like how Minnie's feeling. The next day, Minnie put on her pink jogging suit and her favorite high-top sneakers and went to the school track to practice running. Penny, Clarabelle, and Lily came to watch. As Minnie made her first trip around the track, she saw someone running